Today we're going to review area of triangles. So when we did this in class, we did it with tracing paper and graph lines and all sorts of stuff, and that was where we got that we could compose triangles by decomposing them from rectangles. So we're going to start. Select all the drawings in which the corresponding base and height are correctly identified. So if you remember from when we were doing this in class, way back when, because this was in the first unit, your base and height have to make a right angle. So your base and your height, and it doesn't matter if this is your base and this is your height, it has to make a right angle. So when I'm looking at them, I'm looking for that right angle between the base and the height. So A does, so it's a yes. B, the base and the height make a right angle. So B is a yes. The base and the height do not make a right angle, so it's no. The base and the height do make a right angle, so it's yes. The base and the height do not make a right angle, so it's no. The base and the height do make a right angle, so it's yes. Select all the triangles that have an area of 8 square units. Explain how you know. Well, to find the area of any triangle, you're doing base times height divided by 2, because you can get 2 right triangles out of a rectangle. So when I'm doing my base and my height, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4. And the side that makes a right angle is this side, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 times 4 divided by 2. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So A is correct. B, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then my height has to go straight up to the apex of the triangle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 times 4 divided by 2. 16 divided by 2. I get 8 again. So B works. C, I have to go 1, 2, 3. And then I'd have to extend my base out. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 times 5 divided by 2. So that'd be 15 divided by 2, which is 7.5. So C is out. D is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then remember, we're extending out our base to meet our height. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 4 divided by 2. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. So D works. E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going 1, 2. So 8 times 2 divided by 2. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. Find the area of the trapezoid, explain or show your strategy. So I'm going to decompose my shape. And I'm going to find the area of the 2 triangles and then the rectangle. So the rectangle is 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3. So that's just 4 times 3. So the area of this one's going to be 12. Then I'm going to find the area of my triangle. So that's 1, 2 by 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to divide by 2 because it's a triangle, so I get an area of 3. Then I'm going to find the area of the other triangle, so it's 1, 2 by 3. And I'm dividing by 2 because it's a triangle. So then I add all my circled numbers, so 12 plus 3 plus 3. And I get a total of 18 units squared. For this question, you have a triangle, but the base and the height don't make a right angle on going straight along the boxes. So I'm going to have to find the area of the larger box and then subtract out the triangles. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the large rectangle is 10 by 6. So the area is 60. So now I'm going to subtract off all the white spaces so that I can figure out what's left. So I know the base of this triangle, the one on the bottom is 10, and I know the height is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 10 times 4 divided by 2 gives me an area of 20. So this big triangle on the bottom's area is 20. So I'm going to subtract 20 off, and I'm left with 40 units. I'm going to switch colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2. So 5 times 2 divided by 2. So that's 5. So I'm going to subtract 5 units off. So I'm left with 35. Then I'm going to find the area of this other triangle over here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5 times 6 divided by 2, so I get 15. And I'm left with 20 units squared for what's left over. So this triangle in the middle has to be 20 units squared. All right, question number 5. I have a large triangle and a square in the middle, and I have to figure out how to get the square out. So the base of my triangle is going to be 6 plus 2 plus 6. Because I've got to get the whole base of the triangle. So that's going to give me a base of 14. And then the height is going to be 3 plus 2. So the height is 5. So I'm doing 14 times 5 divided by 2 because it's a triangle. So I get 35 centimeters squared to work with. Then I have to somehow get rid of this square that's in the center of it. So because it's a different color, I'm going to subtract it. And its area is 2 times 2. And because it's a square, I don't divide by 2. I get 4. And it's a different color, so I'm subtracting. So I end up with 31 centimeters squared as the area of the blue triangle. So then I've got a quadrilateral, and I want to figure out how to find the area. So I'm going to split it in half. And I'm going to find the area of each triangle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have one triangle that's 6 by 3. So 6 times 3 divided by 2 is going to give me 9 units. And then the other one is 6 by 5 divided by 2 is going to give me 15 units. Now this one, they're all the same color, so I'm going to add. So 9 plus 15 is 24 units squared. So now I have a triangle that has an area of 7 7/8 and a base of 5 1/4. What's the height? So I know my formula is area equals base times height divided by 2. So I know the area is 7 7/8. I know the base is 5 1/4. I don't know the height, and I know I have to divide by 2. So the first thing I'm going to do is combine this and this together. So I have to do 5 1/4 divided by 2. So I'm going to turn this mixed number into an improper fraction. So 5 times 4 plus 1 is 21 over 4 divided by 2 over 1. Then I'm going to keep change flip because that's how you divide fractions. So 21 over 4 times 1 over 2, and I end up with 21 over 8. So now I'm at 7 7/8 equals 21 over 8 times h. Well, I'm going to have to change this fraction around so that I can figure out what the numerator has to be, so I can figure out what to multiply the numerator by. So 7 times 8 is 56. 56 plus 7 is going to be 63. So I'm at 63 over 8 equals 21 over 8 times h. So now I have to think, what can I multiply 21 by to get 63? Because I know that 8 already equals 8. So I'm going to switch colors. So I know I want my denominator to be 1 for sure because 8 times 1 is going to give me 8. So now I've got to think of what times 21 is going to give me 63. 3. 3 times 21 is 63. So the height of this triangle is 3 centimeters. All right, here's a right triangle. What is its area? All right, so to find the area of a triangle, I'm going to do my base times my height, and I have to use a right angle. So 4 times 3 divided by 2, so I get 6 centimeters squared as my area. Then it says find the height when the base is 5 units long. So again, my formula is area equals base times the height divided by 2. So no matter how I turn this triangle around, the area is always going to be 6. The base in this case is 5. I don't know what the height is, but I know I'm going to have to divide by 2. So then I'm going to have to do 5 over 1 divided by 2 over 1 so that I can combine this and this before I try and figure out the height. So I'm going to flip it, and I end up with 5 over 1 times 1 over 2. So I have 5 over 2. So 6 equals 5 over 2 times h. Now I'm going to play it just like I did the last one, and I'm going to try and get 2 as a denominator here to kind of help myself out. So even though I'm making this an improper fraction, I want to somehow get 2 on the bottom. So 6 is equal to 12 halves. If I have 12 halves, I have 6 over 1. So I'm going to change this to 12 over 2. So now I know I'm multiplying the denominators. And I don't want to do that, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to make this. So I know that if I've multiplied by 5.5, I'm going to have to divide by 5.5, because when we have an equation, we're trying to undo the operation. So if I multiply by 5.5, I'm going to divide by 5.5 so that my variable is by itself. So I'm going to switch colors again. So 6 over 1 divided by 5 over 2, 6 over 1 times 2 over 5, I end up with 12 fifths. So the height of this triangle is going to be 12 fifths, or 2 2/5. So now you need to go on IXL, and you're going to do your area of triangles IXL objective and take a screenshot, and then go ahead and do your cool down for your review of triangles.